Just when you least expect it, here we are ready to rototill, and a starter giving us troubles. Don't know if I have to replace the whole starter or bendex, you know, something. This is the year of the starters. So we're broke down. So's life, huh? Another beautiful morning, and nice. It did not get, you know, very cold last night. I think it was close to 50, and that's a good sign that, you know, summer's getting closer. I come out here and did a little watering. You can call it early morning dew. I did the dew. I do that. Anyhow, you can see I watered this morning, and so things are looking up. Garlic's really popping and coming up, and the strawberries. I'm really excited about the strawberries because we haven't had strawberries around. I killed them off with chicken manure, and now we got a new start. And then there's six starts there, and I think out of them 6 we'll do real good. But asparagus is coming along, and oh, by the way, had a lot of trouble with my lawnmower. Starter was hanging up, wouldn't turn over. Got the bendex loose. And then we found it wouldn't start. The ignition system wasn't working, although it would turn over. So we ended up having to put a new battery on it. And so we put a new battery on it, and it turned over, but it wasn't starting. Ignition system wasn't working. And down inside there, and I doubt very much you can see, but down inside there is a switch. That's the ignition switch, and there's some wires in there. I don't think you can see it, but anyhow, I had my boy. I tried pulling it off. I couldn't get it off. So my boy pulled it off, and then he used brake cleaner, and then he used some of that electric grease and put that on there, put it all back together again. When he turned it over, it just started immediately. I mean, it was a world difference. Now what's crazy is I told him, I said, I'm going to change the oil, and I want to change the oil filter. Well, I got 2 other mowers. One's a Craftsman, one's a Cub Cadet. Both of them have Kohler motors, and this is a Kohler. But this is an older Kohler, and it does not have an oil filter. And I went and got the book, and I looked, and my son said, "Dad, it doesn't have a filter." I'm going, okay. So it took a bit for me to figure that one out. And now that just tells you how long it's been since I changed my oil. Shame on me, huh? But the only time we use this is when we rototill, or pushing snow. And we really haven't had a lot of snow for a couple of years, so it's mainly just sat around, and that's why the battery went dead. But the battery was, 5 years old, so I think I got my dollar's worth out. So now I'm in the process of lubricating and getting it, checking, make sure that all the gearboxes. I oiled the chain drive on the tiller, and I'm just going to go through everything and check the belts and lubricate everything, the front end and everything underneath. And John Deere's going to be going. And then my boy had his walking tiller. This is a Garden King, and Garden Kings, well, obviously you can tell by the looks of it, they don't make them anymore like this. And it's a worker. That's a Briggs and Stratton, and this is kind of it's quite a neat deal. The right side is the wheel drive, and then the left side is the tine side. And you've got handles on both sides so you can engage one or the other. And then you've got your gas. And then you got your neutral, reverse, and 5 gears. Ha! I'll tell you what. He paid a whopping $50 for this. And he put new tires on it himself. And worked over the motor. Put a new pull starter on it, or rebuilt it I should say, put a clutch in it. So he's learning how to work on small motors, and he's doing a good job. So that's just a little update. We're getting our rigs all tuned up and oil changes, and you know, doing our maintenance, trying to play catch up, and then we will head out there to the garden. Now, we've been mowing out there, but we haven't done any tilling yet because of my mower, my John Deere. But next week, woohoo, we're going to get started on tilling. I'm looking forward to it, folks. From Sand Hollow, Homestead, this is old Sandy. Talk to you later. Well, got the John Deere almost put back together again. I got the grill put on the front, but new oil, new air filter, and I lubricated everything, and that was fun to get underneath this sucker and get to those zerts. And I lubricated with oil on everything that looks like it's possibly a wear point. The only thing that I couldn't get to was where the brake disc is. You have to pull the wheel off, and you know, it's fun to get in there and so that I can grease the brake linkage and adjust the brake. And I will have to do that, but I'm balking. I'm fighting it. I do not want to do it today. I want to get some rototilling done. So we lubricated the chain drive on the tiller, and should have plenty of gas in there, and hopefully it'll start. But the motor started really good when Barton when we worked over. I can't get it open with one hand. But anyhow, hey, I think that we're in business, and I am looking forward to getting into the garden now. I'm going to go inside and have some lunch, build up my stamina, and then when I come out, I get to get into the garden and start tilling. Got to put some tools away though first. You know, that's kind of important too, isn't it? And I use my handy dandy little jack to lift that sucker up. That's the cheap, fast, and my way. Beautiful day. All right, next step, the garden.